Here are 5 everyday carry or EDC rules that a whole lot of fellas break. Okay, listen, these rules are really for someone that's more new into everyday carry. If you're a collector or you just have acquired a bunch of shit, some of this stuff may not apply to you, like they don't necessarily all apply to me. But the first one, it does apply for me from time to time. The first one is if we have that 2 is 1 and 1 is none rule. Listen, that doesn't apply in every single scenario. If you're just a casual, everyday carry type of person, you're going to be going on shopping trips. Why do you both need a very durable, reliable multi-tool that has a very good knife in it and also a super good ultra thin tactical folder that in and of itself is one thing, which is a knife? You know, if you have a very capable knife in your multi-tool and you know you're going to carry your multi-tool every day, this is the Leatherman Arc, which in and of itself has a Magna Cut blade. It has a really good working edge, a lot of blade on that Magna Cut. So you can use this in a lot of different scenarios. Do you also need a Benchmade Bug Out Vapor, which is a Magna Cut blade, significantly longer, but do you need that level of redundancy? I would almost argue that you probably don't. You know, if your multi-tool is rock solid and you know you're going to carry it every single day, then you probably can free up some space in your pockets or your carry and not carry a folder that day. For that scenario, I won't be carrying a knife that day. The 2 is 1 rule is not necessarily something you have to like religiously follow and abide by because it doesn't always make sense and it's not always applicable. All right, so the next one, let me just dig out of this bag here so we can talk about the next rule. It's only going to take me a few seconds to get inside of here. Just got to open this up. All right, got my pouch out. All right, I got my pouch. Now let me just open this up. Got this out. All right, now let me open this. All right, there we go. Here we go. Second rule, ignoring the first line rule. Listen, what you just saw me do is something that happens a lot when you acquire more gear. It's called ignoring the first line rule. If it's a piece of kit or gear that you're going to be using very often, if it's going to take you more than 10 to 15 seconds to get to that piece of kit, you're ignoring the first line rule. If that's an item that should be in your pocket instead of a bag, especially instead of a pouch inside of a bag, you need to reconsider how you carry your load out. The first line rule is dedicate specific pockets or use pocket clips when you need to for things that you're going to be using all of the time. If you're a Zippo type of person, you use it for lighting candles, lighting cigars, whatever. You're a frequent smoker, whatever. Why would you bury that deep inside your gear? It's called the first line rule. So anything on your body, I call that first tier or first line, the thing that physically touches my body. Those are things that I'm going to be using very often. So don't break that rule. Don't bury it in a way where it takes you forever to get to something. It makes like literally no sense. The third one is breaking the maintenance rule. We call it the maintenance myth. If you keep a pristine tool and it's not a tool that you're collecting, then you're doing it all wrong. If you have a knife that has a dry pivot, or you have a multi-tool that's collecting lint in where the pliers are, or if you have a flashlight with a corroded battery inside, you're breaking the maintenance rule. You know, this even includes stuff like things that you don't touch very often. You know, that brings me to today's video sponsor, which is Veer and their C5 Tactical Field Watch. I was breaking the maintenance rule when it came to my smartwatch. First off, it has Gorilla Glass instead of like sapphire crystal glass. You see that scratch on there? Gets on my nerves. As much as I try to maintain this and scratch it out, I can't get rid of it. And this thing dies more often than not. I don't think it's as aesthetically pleasing as my analog watch. And that's where I don't necessarily have to worry about the maintenance rule when it comes to the C5 Tactical Solar Field Watch from Veer. This thing uses 6 hours of sunlight, gets me 6 months of reserve time on this battery. And quite frankly, just giving this thing a quick wipe down on Sundays on my Sunday maintenance rule keeps this thing rocking and rolling and functioning just how I need it to be. Taking this to the gym, wearing this as an everyday carry, it just looks really, really good. It's also assembled in America. uses a quartz movement. And I like the fact that it's just a big, easy to read watch face. I think it looks pretty good on my 7.5-inch wrist. And it comes with 2 watch straps. So when you're doing that maintenance, you can swap it out very, very easily. So check the links down below. Shout out to Veer for sponsoring today's video, because the maintenance myth not only goes to a dead smartwatch, or it goes to a, alkaline battery that's inside of your flashlight you had no clue exploded or whatever, but that also goes to not keeping your stuff clean and maintained, right? So if you're going to have a multi-tool, making sure that you don't have lint that is built up near the actual wire cutters, or right here near the pivot of the multi-tool because of non-usage or hard usage, or you keep it in a pocket that's full of lint or whatever. If you have a knife that may need oil for the pivots or whatnot, you take a look at it and decide like, hey, if my knife has washers, if it has ball bearings, do I need to do any maintenance to those, or will it just friction be okay? Will that be enough? Do I need to do anything specifically to make sure it looks good? Sharpening your knives, that may be something that you want to do. Even if it's something like Magna Cut, that doesn't mean that you just can completely ignore it. And then, of course, you're going through and you're making sure that your batteries are functioning. They're always ready to rock and roll, taking them out, charging them when you need to. I would say take Sundays if you're able to. If you're a sports type of person like I am, I like to sit down on Sundays and watch a NASCAR race and do maintenance to my shit, making sure that my Zippo actually has butane in it, ensuring that the threading on my wallet, or these little screws on my particular wallet, haven't started to back themselves out. Don't ignore the maintenance. Next, zero ergonomic variety. Sometimes we find ourselves getting something 100% because we like the way it looks. We want all titanium everything. We want a Magna Cut blade. We want it to sound good and be really snappy. And then you start to carry that knife and you determine that it has hot spots, that it's slippery when wet, it's hard to hold when your hands get sweaty, or it's very super duper hard to function with just one hand. You may decide that, hey, maybe I want to get a knife that still gives me some of the features I like a Magna Cut blade, but it incorporates a little bit more machining on the scales and makes it easier to hold. Maybe it has a better pocket clip design that doesn't dig into your hand. Ignoring ergonomics just because you saw someone do a dope ass Instagram post literally could have you into a conundrum where you didn't know you wouldn't like something. Let's take a look here. This Benchmade Vapor is probably one of the thinnest knives that I own. Both of these are Magna Cut. If we take a look at this Giant Mouse Tribeca, and I might decide, hey, I want to get that Benchmade because it's so effing thin and blah, blah, blah. But if you got a big old meat chomping type of hands, you might want to get the Tribeca, where it's significantly thicker and it kind of feels the hand out a little bit better. Don't ignore ergonomics, because when your hands become cold, wet, don't have calluses built up or something like that, you're going to notice it, especially when you're wearing gloves and shit like that. Do not ignore the rule of ergonomics. And then, unfortunately, forgetting the third line rule, it kind of goes the complete opposite of my first line rule, but expecting your pockets to hold everything is a mistake. Okay. You need to think about, do I want to incorporate the usage of pouches? Maybe you should. Maybe it's an item that you don't use all the time. So for me, I would say your first line might be your blade, your light, your keys, a slim wallet. Your second line might be power banks. If you want to carry a backup tool, small organized pouches, med kits, all that shit can't fit in your pockets. And then you may even decide to carry an EDC backpack that can carry even bigger stuff. But the third line rule is a thing. That is stuff that necessarily should not be in your pockets. Everything in this tray technically could fit in my pockets. I can get a knife, a multi-tool, a flashlight, my keys, a Zippo, and a wallet all in my pockets. But today I'm wearing gym shorts. It would be a freakishly difficult carry today if I put all this shit in my pockets. This would be a day where I would cannibalize my carry into a third line type of carry. I would use that messenger bag you saw earlier. Maybe only thing in my pockets literally would be a knife and a flashlight. And I would be okay with not having my wallet directly accessible, a Zippo, multi-tool keys, and I have to just dig them out of a bag. You need to know when that makes sense for you. But what do I know? What are some EDC rules that people break that I didn't even identify here today? I would love to know what your comments down below. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.